children, welcome to online learning classes. Today we are going to learn for class 6th social science. The chapter that we are going to continue today is new questions and ideas. Topic for today is Jainism, the Sangha and the monasteries, presented by Sonakshi Saluja. In this chapter, we are going to continue with the another important religion, that is Jainism. And other than this, we are going to also learn about the Sangha and the monasteries in this chapter. So let us start the chapter. Before starting the topic Jainism, we are going to see first about the famous grammarian Panini. So this was also the time when other scholars were at work, and one of the most famous was Panini. He was well known for as he arranged the vowels and consonants in a spatial order, so that everyone can understand and also use some of the basic ideas. He also prepared grammar for Sanskrit. Even he also created some of the formulas like those are found in algebra that you must be reading in mathematics. So this was about Panini, also known as the famous grammarian during that time. Now further we are going to read about Jainism, that is one of the important religion. Other than this, we have also learned about Buddhism, that how Buddhism, Gautam Buddha, he has also, we have seen there about Buddhist and about the teachings of Buddha. Now here we are going to talk about Jainism. So the last and 24th Tirthankar of the Jainas was Vardhaman Mahavira. He was Kshatriya prince of the Lichavis. Now Lichavis is a group that was a part of a Vaji Sangha. So he was also from a very good family, and then what made him to come into Jainism? So he also wanted to learn, or we can say to attain enlightenment and knowledge. And for this, at the age of 30, he left his home and went to live in a forest. And also we can say that for 12 years he led a very hard life and finally at the end attained enlightenment. Jainism spread to different parts of North India, Gujarat, Tamil Nadu and Karnataka. So this was the time when here we can say that Vardhaman Mahavira also tried to meet people, and also he attained his enlightenment from after leaving his home. Now some of the similarities here we are going to see between Buddhism and Jainism. Somehow they are similar. So we are going to see, like, first of all, language. So they both used common language, that is Prakrit, so that everyone can understand the teachings of them. Then they both belong to Kshatriya family. They both denied God and Vedas. They accepted karma, rebirth and moksha. And people from all castes were accepted. There were no varna system. So these were some of the similarities between them. Now we should also know some of the dissimilarities, that how they were different, because every religion, they were two separate religions like Buddhism and Jainism. They have followed somehow, they have thought and they have made some of the rules, or we can say they have made themselves some of the paths. So here we are going to see some of the dissimilarities between them. Like in Buddhism, he did not believe in soul, whereas Jainism believed in soul. Buddhism conduct 8-fold path, whereas Jainism followed 3 Ratna. Buddhism spread outside of India, whereas Jainism spread within India only. In Buddhism, moksha attaining was when while being alive. We can attain moksha while being alive, but whereas in Jainism, moksha can be only attained only after death. So these were some of the dissimilarities between Buddhism and Jainism. Now we are going to see teachings of Mahavira. Mahavira has also given so many guidance to people as well as to his followers. So the first one was always speak truth. Then control over oneself is very important. Another teachings of Buddha was follow the path of non-violence, that means ahimsa. Then non-possession is full of universal compassion. And the last one was not to steal. That means that nothing to be stealed. Everyone should live a peaceful and happy life. Then some of the people started following Buddha as well as Jainas. And some of the people associated who left their home in search of enlightenment were known as Sangha. So we are going to see that who could join Sangha and what actually they did. So here Sangha, both the Mahavira and the Buddha felt that only those who left their homes could gain the knowledge. So some of the people, they left here their home in search of enlightenment, and the rules made for the Buddhist Sangha were written down in a book. It was called as Vinaya Pitaka. Under this book, some of the rules and regulations were made, and according to that rules and regulations, the followers who all are following Buddha have to follow these rules. So this was all about this book Vinaya Pitaka. Now the question is, who can join Sangha? As here all men could join Sangha. Children had to take permission from their parents. Slaves had to take permission from their masters. So these were some of the rules, or we can say some of the things. Here the slaves have to take permission, even the children have to take permissions. If the servants are working under the kings or queens, they have to take the permission as well. And all men were allowed to join Sangha. Now what are monasteries? Both Jainas and Buddhist monks went place to place throughout the year teaching people. Monks means those who leave their home and they just want to live a life in search of enlightenment, knowledge. So they just leave the place, means they leave the public places. Many monks and nuns felt that the need of permanent shelter would be there. So monasteries were built, and they were also known as viharas, where these monks and nuns used to stay. And they used to believe in them only, that how they will gain the knowledge. Then here one more important thing that came into existence was the ashrams, the system of ashrams. So Brahmins developed the system of ashrams. It was started by the Brahmins. Here it was recognized that 4 ashrams were recognized during that time. It was Brahmacharya, Grihastha, Vanaprastha and Samanyasa. So the important topics we have read under this chapter. Now in the next class we are going to start the next chapter, that is Ashoka, the emperor who gave up war. So just revise the chapter carefully. Stay safe, stay at your home. Thank you.